It's time to open the chakras.
And we're here to rock the chakras.
Welcome to your guided chakra alignment meditation.
So as you can hear, chakras are immensely popular. You can open them, you can rock them, you can soothe them. What else can you do with them? But let's be honest, can people really feel them, really sense them in their bodies? I think here we have a chapter which is totally forgotten, and we're gonna talk about chakras in a short while with a good friend of mine. So we sit here, Taluk, to talk a bit about chakras.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe to start off, for someone like myself, if you could give like a introduction to what chakras are, because I have heard them many times. People talk about chakras, but I've never really had an actual understanding of what they are.
Yeah. So the first impulse people have, if they get this question, many people get this question, is starting to discuss what chakras are. Like they're 46 of energy, and they are here and there, and they are like the spine, and they are this and that color. But nobody realizes that the chakra system is extremely ancient. It started already in Vedic texts more than 2,000-3,000 years ago, just as a description of energy centers, no specifics. And then it took really a long time till the 15th, 16th century in tantric text, where they emerged as the 7 centers we know. Energetic centers, they were expressed as energetic centers. Of course, no one exactly know what is an energetic system. And then much later in the 19th century or in the 20th century, by the doings of the theosophists, the chakras were colored. And then in the New Age, starting in the 60s, we got all these rainbow colors in the chakras, and we got all these ideas about frequencies and transformations and alignments. But these are new ages, new ideas from 50, 60, 70 years old. And so to come back on your basic question, what are chakras? I think that chakras can only be experienced what they are through your own experiencing. Meaning, doing a certain meditation and feeling what do you experience. Because this is how the old masters came up with the idea of centers of energy. Because they felt something.
Yeah. So do you think the Western kind of interpretation of chakras and how it has become quite popular in esoteric thinking in the Western society is harmful to what chakras are supposed to be, or do you believe that it is just a misrepresentation and that people should read more historic text as opposed to believe these teachers that talk about chakras?
Yeah, I think people should not read historic texts, and people should also not believe what most of the teachers nowadays express as chakra alignment theories and chakra cleansing theories and how to get rid of the blockages of chakras before they really have felt what it means to focus your attention on a certain part of your body in total relaxation. Because this is how it started as a meditative concept. If you really become silent and you feel inside, then you're going to feel certain differences in your pelvis, in your belly, around your heart, and then you can build up the know-how of the chakra from your own experience. And your question on the harmfulness, I think yes, it's very harmful that nowadays people who want to really experience those energies, they first go in the internet, in Google, they go listen to modern teachers, and they think that that concept is the concept they need to follow. Then you have a paradigm, you have a kind of set framework, and you're gonna look at what you feel from that framework, and by doing that, you mold it already in a modern concept. Because the concept of chakras with the colors and with the transformations and the vibrations is totally modern and new age, has nothing to do with what the ancient masters said about chakras. Perhaps even stronger, Patanjali, the founder of yoga, never discussed chakras in his works, in his sutras.
And I've heard some people that talk about chakras in a Western kind of sense say that um, if someone has let's say, a gut issue or some sort of issue in their body, it will be linked to a blockage in
Yes.
one of their chakras. Is that a
Yes.
false understanding or a
Yes.
false idea?
Yes, that's a modern idea which emerged in the 60s and the 70s, that there are blockages in chakra and blockages in energy. But if you really think only on the conceptual level, a blockage is energy. What would be a blockage in energy? It's very difficult to understand a blockage in energy. What would that be? It's a metaphor. So, and metaphors are just pointers to a certain direction so that you can experience something. So it's an old story about Shiva. I said that in an other little video. Shakti asked Shiva, Master, beloved, what is a chakra? And then Shiva started to laugh. He said, well, chakra doesn't exist. I invented the concept of chakra. Well, I'm a god anyhow, so I can do that. And I gave this concept to the people to help them focusing on the energies in their own body. Because if they don't have a tool, if they don't can play around with it, they will not feel it. It's a magnifying glass to just feel what is present in your body. And if you do a real chakra meditation, that's totally different from what is currently presented on YouTube. A real chakra meditation, and you take the time, you really feel, then you're gonna feel what it means. The chakra under the belly, you will first not feel 3 chakras, you will feel one reservoir of vibrant mass, energetic, perhaps vibrating, tingling. It's very difficult, not really the words to express, and then only later you will understand that the concepts from the Indians in the 16th century, starting, they said in the 3 chakras under the navel, you have the serpent, the kundalini, you have the watery element, which moves, and you have the fiery element. If you take these two together, the serpent, which is the power, expansion, the water, which is the fluent movement, and the fire, which is the hotness, actually what you feel is a combination of power, fluidity, and hotness. So if you go in a real chakra meditation, you will be able to tap into that reservoir, and you will feel much more a differentiation than if you go look at it through the magnifying glass of the modern concepts.
What would you say for people who kind of would like to experience, as you say, real
Yeah.
chakra meditation
Yeah.
and kind of experience what power their chakras or the concept of their
Yeah.
chakras can have on
Yeah.
their body? What would you say to them
Yeah.
to try and discover that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say don't listen to all the chakra videos, even if there are 6 million people looking at a chakra video, or look at the internet and just listen to the stories and see that everybody is copying knowledge from another. Nobody is starting to express their own experience. Everybody is copying the story of another and crap in, crap out. So it's the magnification of all these things. Just forget about everything which is said. Just go sit, become quiet, and just take your time to connect with your body. It's first a mindfulness step. Focus on the body, focus on the breath, become empty, and then start feeling in your body, what do I feel? And we will give a couple of meditations just as reaching a hand to the people who really want to experience it in the authentic way, how to do that. But it's basically forget about concepts, feel what is now, here and now in your body, present in a way you can sense, like, okay, I sense there is something. I cannot mention directly what it is. It's not a vibration, it's perhaps not a tingling, but it definitely there is something here, there is something here, and then you go up, and then there is also something here. And if you're just really aware of the third eye, there are hundreds of videos on third eyes, all telling you stories and stories and stories. But if you really sense and you bring your awareness here, then you will feel what it is. What is there? And it's different as what people tell to each other. So I would always say, forget about the theory, forget about the concept, forget the paradigm, go to the own experience. And we will create a couple of meditations to help everyone to feel via their own body what it is for them at that particular moment.
And I don't know, I had one more question. I like to look at these type of ideas through different lenses. So from a scientific lens, I know you have lots of experience in that. What would science say about chakras, and what like how does it compare in a scientific lens?
Yeah, that's a good question. In neurobiology, we know that in our body there are heaps of nervous cells clustered in ganglia, we call them. And there are ganglia in various parts of the body, around the heart, in the throat, in the pelvis. There are clusters of these ganglia cells, and they have their own autonomic pattern, like a day-night rhythm. They influence the functioning of those organs, and probably because we sense it, sensing is always only possible if there's nerve cells, because nerve cells is the vehicle for us to sense. So what we sense is probably the clusters, the ganglia in the various parts of the body, the state of those ganglia, the state of those clusters of nerve cells.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Great to have a better understanding of
Yes. Let's
chakra.
see if this helps people.
Yeah.